records while we pushing the culture forward. Great music and big vibes right in that order. Intellectually petty radio on the stereo. Don't compare us to anything, this a different scenario. We break records while we pushing the culture forward. Great music and big vibes right in that order.
And you are not tuned in to another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio, brought to you by M3S3 Clothing. Men make moves and suckers stand still. Yo, shout out to Cesar Rio, man, for the fire ass intro, man. I don't give that brother enough credit. Dope. I be over here lit. I'm not even gonna lie. Anyway, tonight we have PR specialist, the creator of BLACKTOPIA on Facebook, Mr. Jonathan Coleman, in the building. What's going on, bro?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, no doubt, man. Do me a favor. Turn your phone to the side so we can get that landscape.
Okay.
Perfect.
There we
perfect.
go. Even better.
Yo, that's dope, man. Not too many people put the Instagram up there, man. Look at you. You're on top of shit, man. How's life? How's your family?
Oh, yeah. We all doing well, man. You know, just glad the holiday stuff is over and we can just go ahead and move into 2023 on the right foot.
Yo, man, I love Christmas, man. I kind of wish Christmas was like a week-long hookup.
I feel you.
Except well, you know what we actually, you know what? I guess I should be doing Kwanzaa. Maybe I'll do that.
Oh yes, indeed.
I have to get on my Kwanzaa
okay?
game. Sure.
Is this okay?
Yeah, you good. Yeah, you good.
Okay, I'm trying to get this right so it don't fall off.
I got the little stand and shit over here, man, that I rarely use. I call myself gonna use it for the Instagram live to kind of promote the interview, and the shit I'm gonna end up having to buy another one.
I feel you. I got a stand for mine right now, which is on, but it's like the camera is down here, but I'm used to looking this way.
Yeah,
so it looks like I'm looking
a little bit. Don't worry about it, bro. So, what's going on, man? BLACKTOPIA, man. How long has BLACKTOPIA been in existence? Y'all got what, like it's about 7,500 in there now, doing your thing. Mm-hmm. What was the point? Why start BLACKTOPIA?
Okay, I started BLACKTOPIA in 2015. I was actually a part of it. This is back when Facebook groups wasn't as big as they are now, because now there's a Facebook group for everything now. But I started it back when it wasn't that popular. I was a part of another Black group, and I was like, it was on a post where everybody was talking about how good this group was, and I was like, yeah, this is like a little BLACKTOPIA. It says like a little Black utopian society, a BLACKTOPIA, if you will. Mm-hmm. So then like a little later, I was like, let's start my own Black group. I'll just call it BLACKTOPIA. And
so when you say a Black group, what do you mean? I mean, I know it's Black for Black folks, but like what? Like there's some Black groups that are super conscious, where everybody has read like 6,000 books. Everybody is vegan and growing their own food and floating around doing yoga and just on a whole nother plane. And then you got regular nigga groups. Where does BLACKTOPIA fall in?
BLACKTOPIA is actually somewhere in between. I'm a vegan. I subscribe to a lot of that woke stuff. But the thing is, you'd never, I had to do that. But I subscribe to a lot of those things, but I don't push that on anybody. It's like if you want to know the knowledge of certain stuff, and we have a sidebar conversation, that's cool. But I didn't want BLACKTOPIA to be that. Okay. I wanted BLACKTOPIA to be Black unity among all walks of life that are Black, like a safe space for us. So even if you don't subscribe to that same kind of stuff, it doesn't matter what you practice, what your religion is, where you're from, what part of the world you're from. If we have the melanin, we share the same skin, you're in. That's how I wanted to look at it. So even if I don't care what your politics are. I don't care if you're from the hood. I don't care if you're if you're in the suburbs. It's like if we're Black and we have that in common and you want to be a part of the movement, let's do it. But the one thing I would say about Blacktopia, the one thing that I do push is economic empowerment for our people.
Okay.
That's why we have the Money Mondays. We have the stuff for Black-owned businesses and things like that, so that we can keep that dollar circulating among our community. But the other things, I don't want it to be too, I let people do them. As long as you're not hurting anybody, as long as you're not, you know what? I'll even let you spread misinformation. If that's your opinion or that's what you think, go ahead. But it's like, as long as you're not hurting anybody, that's how I feel about Blacktopia.
That's kind of my thing. Like with the podcast, is I kind of wanted to give Black folks a safe space. And not everybody agree. Lord knows, not everybody agrees with me because I got some off the wall ass opinions about a lot of shit. But there are certain things. Yeah, there's certain lines. Like I used to be big on not calling people coons. Kinda gotta use it sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm realizing that because I used to have people be like, "Oh, so and so is a coon," and I'm like, "Bruh," like because the way I looked at it is that white folks don't throw anybody away. They find ways to use even the lowest denominators of white society to make a buck. They got why you think that they got all these drug clinics now for meth heads. They found a way to make a buck off of their own lowest common denominators. You ain't got no teeth. You're 12 pounds. You've been smoking meth for 13 years. We got something for you. We gonna make some money off your ass. Black folks will just don't come around us. We throwing you off the island, and that's not helping us.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. Like not with throwing people away, but I'm the same way. Like I want that's what I said about Blacktopia is for all of us. Not just certain Black people. But the thing is, what I notice about Black unity is that we don't want to be around each other if we don't have the same kind of ideas. Like it's funny you said that about coons. We have you heard of the Blexit movement, right?
No, I never heard of that.
This might actually get me canceled from other Black people, but the Blexit, the conversation we're about to have, the Blexit movement, that's Candace Owens' thing.
Okay.
You heard of Candace Owens, right?
Yeah, everybody, yeah.
So we have some people.
She would be coon number 1A.
Yeah, exactly. So this is how serious I am about bringing us all together. We even have members of the Blexit movement that are in Blacktopia. They don't speak like that. They don't, because they don't want to be thrown out by the other Black people who will call them a coon. But we got them in there. I know who's a part of these different factions or whatever in Blacktopia.
Okay.
But that's how I feel. Like if we're Black, even if we don't have the same opinions, if you know you're Black, you love being Black, and you do want to cooperate with other Black people, I don't think whatever you believe politically or whatever you believe religious wise or whatever you think, we can work on that along the way, but it needs to be more unity among us, And
I'm gonna be honest though, like even with Candace Owens, there's some things she says that I agree with.
Hey.
If I'm being honest, not very many.
Not very many,
but there are some things where I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm with you on this particular issue. The problem is that she clouds the good shit with a bunch of tap dancing.
Yes.
Every once in a while she'll moonwalk. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Then you go back to tap dancing, and it's like, it's the same thing with what's the dude that used to be the sports writer, Jason Whitlock. Like with the Kyrie thing, my man was on point with his views about the whole Kyrie situation, and a lot of us we begrudgingly agreed with him because we knew he was gonna go back to tap dancing at some point, and he did.
Yeah. And I also think with our people too, we don't really know how to compartmentalize too much. It's kind of like we dismiss people at wholesale. It's like, oh, I don't like what Candace Owens said, or I don't like, well, not even use Candace Owens, but different, it's like even in Blacktopia, we had a woman in there. This was back when Biden was running against Trump. She basically expressed that fuck both of them, but hey, at least I know. She said something about not voting for Biden, but she didn't say she was voting for Trump either.
Right.
And that pissed a lot of people off. I mean, she's pro-black. This is not a woman. This is not a sister. Everybody was trying to call her call out her name, and they wanted to leave. A lot of people left the group because of her stating her opinion. And it's like, okay, this woman loves our people. She has a lot going on in the community, but you want to just say F her because of what she said about these two racist white men. Like, which one? You know what I'm saying? Which one she gonna vote for? So we don't know how to we don't know how to say, okay. But you know what? I will say this: we do know how to compartmentalize when it comes to like the street, the hood black.
Oh,
we'll say, well, even though they went to jail and they're a thief, there's still honor among thieves. We'll make excuses, but but for other people, it's like if you say the wrong word, it was like fuck you. We won't deal with you no more.
Ray shot 17 people. Free that nigga. No, keep that nigga locked up.
Exactly.
I don't want that nigga around me.
Exactly.
You want to free that nigga, let him live with you. Keep him in your house. But that nigga gets out, they throw a party. Graduate from college and see how many people in your neighborhood show up at your party.
Hey, and that
niggas don't want to hear that shit, though.
Exactly. And that's the type of stuff Candace Owens turned the bass up on with,
Have you heard of King Randall?
I can't say I have. King Randall.
Yeah, look him up, man. He's not quite. He's not Candace Owens, but this young guy that made his opened up his own school. And I don't know, he did it in like 3 years time. He's got some conservative views, but he puts in, and see, that's the thing too. A lot of people just get on, online and they've got views, but they don't have any work behind the views.
Mm-hmm.
And when you've got work that's benefiting the community, I think we will give you more space to have different views.
Mm-hmm.
And this young brother's taking a bunch of younger brothers, giving them a school, taking them on trip. He's done a lot of the work. So if he says something that's a little maybe counter to the norm for our community, people don't like beat him over the head and he ain't the super coon, because it's like, okay, well, I may not like what he's saying, but dude puts in a shitload of work.
Yes. I believe that also with like a Tariq Nasheed, although we know he's not a coon, but he says some things that I guess people would say are unconventional for most black people. And like after you see what he's done and you've actually heard more about him, you kind of like, if he says something that's unconventional, people kind of give him a pass a little,
Yeah.
Which is,
he's kind of he's like the smart hood dude.
Yeah.
It's like we hang out with him and he teaches a couple of things, but not intentionally. It's not like he beating us over the head with shit.
Exactly.
Who do you go to for like you say you into you're woke? When somebody comes to you and says, I'm interested in learning more about us, who do you put them on to?
Let's see, because a lot of the people that I've learned things from or checked out on my own, I don't even think they're really like the public figure type people. They're just kind of more people that are just kind of in the community deep, and I kind of met them along the way. But as far as like on platforms, stuff like that, I want to say, have you ever heard of Professor Black Truth?
I have not.
Professor Black Truth on YouTube. He's someone that I follow. Let me think, because if we weren't on this interview, I could list them all off. But when you have to think about it, you're like, hey, who do I check out? Let's see, Jason Black. He's another one.
Okay.
And they don't really talk more. Say what?
I know who that is. Sinetter's got a great platform too.
I used to listen to Sinetta. I used to listen to I think I think the drama and the scandals and stuff kind of made me
Yeah,
fall back.
yeah. You know what? Like Sinetta is like the perfect storm. He's because like I'm ratchet, but I also love my people.
Yeah.
So I get a little bit of both with Russell Sinetta.
Hmm.
You're gonna get some drama that's a little unnecessary at times. However, like the information that the brother, puts out there, the debates that he's had on the channel, and he's been doing it. He's been a staple in that lane for so long. You kind of as much as a lot of people, like you say, the drama is a turnoff for a lot of people, especially people of my generation. They don't want to see that shit. They either this way or that way. It ain't too many people in the gray area.
Exactly.
Public relations wise, you're a PR specialist.
Yes, sir.
What exactly does that entail?
Well, basically getting more publicity for business owners, public figures, things like that, kind of like a publicist, but mostly working on kind of like the brand and the marketing aspect of it, and not just like putting out fires and things like that. So for any of the business owners or even entertainers or artists or anything that are listening to this program, you want to get in touch with me and you want to be featured on more media platforms like blogs, radio stations, things like that, reach out to me and to help you get more publicity for what you have.
Okay, yeah, shit, I might have to use your services, man, because nobody pays attention to what the fuck I'm doing over here, and I've been doing it for years.
Oh, hey, that's why people like me, we learn it so we can, use our services to help you all out.
Okay, so for you, is it just a means to a financial end, or is it I want to help these people be the greatness that they can be?
Both actually. It is my occupation, so it's to feed my family. But aside from that, I've taken on I don't know if this is what you mean, but I've taken on like I don't do too much pro bono stuff, but I have looked out for people, things like that, or I've done favors, stuff like that. But
what's a no for you? Somebody comes to you, I want to promote whatever it is. What's a just no, bro? I'm not doing that.
A no is if your quality is bad of whatever you have, of the quality of the product. If you're somebody that has a lot of drama and you need me to put out fires, which I know a lot of PR people, that's what we're here for. But I'm more on the proactive end of it. I want to kind of help build a great relationship with you and the public, using the different platforms, as opposed to you call me because you're in part of a scandal and you want me to make you look better. But that's that's not even a no. Well, you said no's. Hard no's would be people who, first of all, if they don't have their money right, that's one hard no. No. but even if your money is not right, if you don't have the right budget and things like that, I work with people, like I said, like there's a lot of small Black-owned businesses, like with BLACKTOPIA, because I also use the BLACKTOPIA Facebook group as a lead magnet for new business. And when it comes to my PR business, we got to share this planet. So I work with people of all races. It's not a black thing. I will say that if your money, what is really a no? Like people, like poor quality, people who are just not ready.
Ain't that part of the gig though? Like, okay, say I come to you and I'm like, you know what? I got the money, but I don't really know what I'm doing quality wise.
No, well, I guess we got to be more specific. Okay. Like let's just take an artist, for instance, right? And there's an artist, and usually, honestly, if an artist is not putting too much money into his music, he's not even gonna talk to me. Unfortunately, if he's not even, if he does, he's not going to a studio or not using that money for quality, making his perfecting his craft. He's not even thinking about a PR person yet.
Yeah,
So
much.
usually they're a little ready on that end. But when I say not ready, is some people like they have like an online business and they don't really even have a web presence at all, like no website, no social media. They just have an idea, and it's and it's kind of like now what I'll do is I'll help get them to the people that help them get them ready.
Okay.
If they need somebody, if they need a website done or they need a blog, something like that, I'll do a blog for someone if they need that. Within the services. Let me think. Yeah, I help them get ready, but it's not a one size fits all. No.
Okay. Well, what white folks
Mm-hmm.
is it? What's is the no quicker, or is it still are the parameters the same for white folks, black folks, green folks, whoever?
Well, I'll say this: when it comes to white folks, I will not grant you access to a lot of the black media, platforms that I have in my network, like BLACKTOPIA. You will not see a white business featured on BLACKTOPIA. I don't care. We do have Google AdSense on there, so it shows the Google. If they got a McDonald's ad, I can't control that. Or if there's a way to control it, I'm not 100% knowledgeable on AdSense, so I just kind of let the ads run. However, if you reach out to me for my services, I will not advertise you on the BLACKTOPIA mobile app, the BLACKTOPIA links and things like that, the BLACKTOPIA media stuff. You won't get that.
I didn't know you had an app.
Yeah, check out the app. You can go to iTunes or the Apple Store if you have an Apple device, and you can go to Amazon.com if you have an Android.
Okay, what exactly do you go to the app? What's there?
The app, we have the Black Business Directory on there. We also keep people informed of Black-owned businesses. Because some people, and I wish more of us was like that. We want to keep that dollar circulating in our community hard. So they want to even know, where can I get some Black-owned toothpaste? So we put those resources on the app and stuff like that. We have Black news, positive. Some of the positive stuff you see in BLACKTOPIA, you'll see it also on the BLACKTOPIA mobile app. So we can't sit there and say, well, the media doesn't show good images. We show good images. Our black media shows good images of
good images don't sell, bro. That's like, and I say this shit all the time. Like, I'm not a salacious interviewer, and I'm not trying to ask you about your baby mama and why she hates you, that type of shit. But in doing that comes a penalty. You don't get the views. You don't get the revenue streams. There's a reason DJ Academics is killing the game, because he'll do wild shit, as far as stories are concerned. Violence based. He promotes a certain type of thing. I'm not mad at the brother. Get your bread, just not in that lane. Again, that comes with a price. Like, how do we change that narrative where our people are, and I'm one of those people. I slow down and watch the car accident. I see somebody stranded. I'm not pulling over because I don't know if that's a scam or they actually stranded.
Yes.
So we hesitant to do good, but we enjoy watching the negativity. How do we change that?
Well, I want to say this. Like a lot of the articles that I post out, that I create, a lot of the press releases and things like that I do for my clients, there's also certain ways you can word things. You can take a positive news story. You could take something that's good and you can word it to where it hits people emotionally, to where they want to check it out, without incorporating all the drama and the shade room type of spill the tea type stuff,
Yeah. Which is, I kind of like some of that shit too. It's sad.
Yeah, we're all like, I get into that too. I mean, not intentionally, but it's like as you scroll in, you'll come, whoa, what's this?
Right. We conditioned.
Mm-hmm.
So-and-so, like the whole, 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 the whole the Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion scenario. It's just a horrible scenario for all parties involved, but a damn good story.
Yeah.
You know, did this nigga really shoot her in the foot? You know, and then I want to think of Harlem Nights. You know, I take it back to that, and it's like, wow. And the old girl was shooting, you know, and it's like, oh, I hate that this happened, but wow, tell me more.
Exactly.
Oh my God, man.
Yeah, you're right. Unfortunately, a lot of the positive stuff doesn't get the same hits as like the spill the tea, shade room,
No,
Jasmine Brand stories.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. However, you can still pull in a great amount of people just by how you word certain things. You can pull people in. So
okay, so I interviewed a manager, I don't know, a couple months ago, and she was saying that some stories she intentionally puts out, good, bad, or indifferent, is just to drum up publicity. Are there certain salacious stories that you'll say no to?
That I'll say no to. I haven't come across too many things. I don't but I will say this, just in Blacktopia, the Blacktopia Facebook group, not the app or the platform and stuff like that. But I try to stay away from politics, religion. Religion.
Now, when you say you mean you personally, or are you legislating this in the group?
Yeah, me personally, whatever I share in the group, and I'm not talking about, like I said, not blacktopia.org, the website, go to www.blacktopia.org, or the Blacktopia mobile app, things like that. I'm talking about that too. Let me backtrack. Yeah, I'm talking about that too. Anything that I publish or even share, I try my hardest to stay away from politics, religion, LGBT stuff, and what else? Actually, crime now is starting to be another thing. I'm not gonna play into it. Like,
where does it stop though? At what point can we not have a conversation in our community?
No, we can have it. I'm just saying, Jonathan Coleman's not going to be the one putting it out. There's actually was this woman. Now, have you heard of the gender war? You heard about that, or you heard like the manosphere or red pill type stuff?
Apparently, we in two different. Our timelines is completely different.
Yeah, exactly.
School me on the gender war.
I don't even know if that's like that stuff like the Kevin Samuel. Have you heard of Kevin Samuels?
Oh yeah.
Like that kind of content, like that relationship stuff. It's very touchy for a lot of people. And
okay.
What was the question again?
Let me be honest. Because now you done took me there. Let's be real, man. Kevin Samuels is not touchy for a lot of people. Kevin Samuels is touchy for a lot of women, because a lot of women don't want to hear about their inadequacies or their lack of accountability. Not saying every woman, but that brother put women, because he held men to task too. They just don't talk about that shit. It never went viral because it's okay to tell a nigga you ain't shit. But if you tell a woman you ain't shit, oh, you have crossed the line, and humanity and women across the globe and galaxy will come down on you like acid rain.
Oh yes, you're right.
Yeah,
I want to say this. I don't want to say I'm a sellout, and I'm not one of those brothers who all women are queens no matter what. And I'm not one of those guys. I'm not one of those guys who is so, I don't know if I want to say those, they call those guys the blue pill guys, who just believe sugar and spice and everything nice, and women don't cheat and women don't do no wrong. And I'm not one of those guys. I know women cheat, lie, they do that. And you don't have to be a bad woman. You need to be a regular college girl doing your thing and have some shady stuff about you, So, but I want to say I'm a kind of a sellout in this regard, because a lot of and I'm gonna openly admit this on your platform, and anybody that's in Blacktopia who hears this that want to say, I'm gonna just keep it. I'm gonna be honest. Many of the people who fund Blacktopia, many of the sponsors, many of the people who use the services specifically for Blacktopia, not just my PR services, but just the Blacktopia advertising packages and sponsorship packages. And when I do my Blacktopia events, the people who put money behind it, they're Black women, straight up. So and I'm gonna be honest, I try not to rock the boat. I don't want to piss off any woman who may be, obese and have 5 kids. Don't want to, hey, thank you, ma'am. Without you, we couldn't be doing this event because you.
If it makes you feel better, nobody watches me, and I don't give a fuck.
Well, we're gonna change that. We're gonna change that, man. People gonna watch.
You'll just be mad. I mean, like, and I don't intentionally go out. Like, I don't really care what you look like. It's your behavior.
Yeah.
And if you feel, and I don't care if you're a man, woman, or an alien, but if you feel that you are allowed to put something into the atmosphere on a consistent basis without any accountability, that's problematic. Not only for yourself, but for our community at large. Women are not perfect.
They're not.
Our women are not perfect. We already know our men are not perfect. We hear it all the time. But we have the ability to have a perfect union and a perfect love and a perfect community, as perfect as a community can be. We are the template for what a perfect community is supposed to be because we've done it before. And when I say perfect, I don't mean without flaw or without complication or without issue, but I mean comparatively speaking to other communities throughout mankind, Black folks did it the best. So in order to get back to that, we have to highlight some ugly truths. And you can say what you want about Kevin Samuels. He was no Derek Jackson. They Derek Jackson pandered and continues to do so, and they love it.
And he cheats on his wife and all that.
Okay, that's a whole nother story too, because she's a unique young lady.
Yeah, we see.
Yeah. So that's it. It's challenging. Now I'm trying to be delicate. Because they got a challenging situation that I don't think that either one of them handled like adults.
Yeah. I would agree.
But Kevin Samuels was pretty much like, even his blemishes, he had no problem saying anything about. It wasn't, the dude was just unabashedly honest, and people hate you for that. I tell people all the time, nobody wants to. If you are 100% honest, you're a lonely motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't want that truth though. And I'm sorry, I get on my soapbox from time to time.
No, I'm glad you spoke on it, because that is something that Kevin Samuels, he's passed away, and the conversation still lives on. He spoke what it was. He observed what was going on in our community. He spoke about it out loud, and he was brave enough to point it out, because many people, even other Black women, they see this. Yeah. But nobody wants to really address it, because you see the backlash he got, Yeah. And I've done things like this too in Blacktopia. I don't know how long you've been a member. And definitely thank you for being a member too. We appreciate it.
No doubt, man.
Oh yeah. But in the early years, and I have unconventional opinions and things like that. I just want to say, put this out. Oh, let me say this. And put this disclaimer on it, or whatever you want to call it. It's every time a man says something or speaks, about what Black women are, what he sees, he is automatically shut down. Like, you're a woman hater, you're a woman basher, you're bashing women, and it's not the case. You could just you could say, hey, this is what I saw, or this is and I'm just going to speak on it. And just for saying that, you hate women, you hate black women, and that's not true at all. And I don't hate, I definitely don't hate black women. But I've said some unconventional things that's gotten under people's skin, which is in Blacktopia in the
Okay,
early years.
what's the wildest shit you said, bro? I need to know.
Oh, the wildest not to see my wild ain't Kevin Samuels wild, but this is how sensitive this stuff is. And please don't cancel me, y'all. But I'm gonna speak about this particular post that I made. Well, actually, it wasn't a post I made. It was me commenting on someone else's post.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that the thing about single mothers, right? We always blame the men. We always say, "Oh, the man just ups and leaves. The man just ups and leaves." We always paint that narrative. But I also said, but hey, nobody considers X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. That these are some ways that the family could break apart.
There's some ain't shit bras out there that do some fuck shit and do dips.
Yeah, and I didn't even. I brought those reasons up too, but it wasn't. Not all of my reasons were the woman was fucked up or the man. It was like I threw in some other reasons, and
you tried to mayonnaise it up as much as possible.
Yeah, and and people left the group. They were angry at me. They said a lot of bad things, and I'm like, okay, I created this group to bring us together. I didn't do this to tear us apart, but somehow I'm the villain because I just simply said that the single mother, the single mother issue isn't entirely the black man's fault, entirely, and that's what happened.
At what point, like when did you learn, or are you still learning, that you can't please everybody?
I'm still learning, but it's becoming more. Okay, I'm gonna say like this, right? There's a lot of people that shout me out, Jay, you're doing your thing, Blacktopia, yeah, and I used to take people like that seriously, but I don't anymore because they'll hate me by the end of the afternoon, and I don't even have to say anything controversial. I could just, I could post the wrong photo and like the wrong thing, and they'll fuck him. And that continuously that has happened throughout me having Blacktopia is oh, bravo, I appreciate you, brother, for putting us together, and Blacktopia is amazing. I love those community events you do, and you do great things. And then I sneeze wrong, like I'm unsubscribing. Fuck it. I don't take them seriously no more. They pat me on the back. Thank you. You'll be my enemy next season.
Yeah. I've gotten to the point now where I'm gonna give you a couple of comments, and then I'm gonna hit you with okay. Yeah. And when I hit you with okay, the next step is I'm just gonna block you. We're not gonna talk anymore. Yeah. Like I'm too old for all that. Like, bruh, it's Facebook. I'm not gonna argue with you.
Exactly.
I can have a disagreement with you, but when you start to, I can tell you have motherfuckers disagree with you, and you can tell that they is at home, they angry as hell, and they veins popping, and it's like, bro, it is not that deep, bro. Exactly. Like whatever it is, we can discuss some shit like adults, but a lot of people, man, just take it way. I had to block 2 dudes the other day. It was I don't really care, man. It was I posted this young lady, and she made a video on TikTok. And on this video, what she was saying was, if her husband asked her to go make a sandwich, she would do it without question. If he told her to sit down, she would do it without question. If he told her to go run around the block, she would do it without question. And she said, the reason I'll do that is because I chose him to lead me. And I'm going to give him, because I made that decision, I am going to give him that leadership role because I made that decision consciously and knowing that I trust this man enough to not put me in a harmful situation. And the things that I needed out of him to be considered my leader, he does that in spades. Mm-hmm. And one brother was like, well, this is why our ancestors used to be married so long and blah. And I said, well, bro, that's not that true. That's not true. My grandmother got the shit beat out of her. Her sisters got the shit beat out of them. I've talked to a lot of sisters that are my elders who had really fucked up situations. Their husband could come home and drop kick their ass, and there wasn't nothing they can do. When you married a nigga back in the day, you was there for life, irregardless of how the fuck he treated you. And unfortunately, a lot of dudes took that. As a matter of fact, I there was a clip of this one brother who was talking. He was talking about a conversation he had with his granddaughter. And his granddaughter was literally saying the same thing, that the relationships were great back in the day. And he was like, I used to slap the shit out your grandma. He was like, if your grandmother said something out of pocket, I backhanded her ass. I said, she had to come to me. And he was brutally honest. He was like, she had to come to me for any money. She had no fucking alternatives or no options. I was the option. And he was shocked that his granddaughter stopped talking to him. He was right. His culture, that culture was so prevalent that he couldn't conceptualize. He was like, you talking back to your husband nowadays. That's what?
Yeah. What's that guy that played James Bond that died recently? Well, he probably didn't die recently, but he died. What was the guy? No, was it Sean Connery? I think it's Sean Connery, or was it another James Bond? Let's just say one of those guys. I think it might have been Sean Connery. I saw where people were saying they dug up a clip of him just kind of openly admitting that he used to slap his wife if she got out of hand, we just did that, and just talking like it was like matter of factly, and I was like, wow, wow, that's something.
Yeah, we like to look at things through rose-colored glasses because it benefits our view. And that ain't often the case. A lot of women caught a lot of hell. Yeah. And that it was the whole feminist movement. White women used sisters to accomplish their mission of the feminist movement. The reason they were able to use sisters is because some of the treatment that some of the brothers was given to the sisters made it easier for them to come in and say, we could change that for you.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't really want to change it for them. They wanted to change it for their own selves. And when they got what they wanted,
through sisters. And there's a lot of black women who talk the feminist talking points harder than the original white feminists did.
And I'm not knocking feminism. It just, it was the devil in a blue dress.
Exactly. And I'm starting to see feminism, well, modern feminism, I guess, as more, it's not even about equality, it's more about superiority. Is women, they want, it's not about, I want equal rights, it's more about, I want to get paid the same thing a man gets, and I still want the man to pay for everything. That's what it seems like what they're fighting for. Which,
Man.
I mean,
you can't have equal rights until we at the dinner table and you picking up the check.
Exactly.
God
And
forbid
I'm
I say
not.
that.
Oh, go ahead. What you saying?
I say, God forbid I say that.
And I'm not one of those guys that, I'm kind of I don't know how to even really describe it. I'm not. I know what I want to say. I just don't know how to articulate it on this particular point. But it's that just the bottom line. That's what it seemed like what feminism has become. It's about them wanting to redefine their gender role, but somehow keep men in the same traditional role that they've always had. But which is not wrong. I mean, I guess the men continuously being men, that's not wrong. However, them changing their role does affect us. It's like, how can I put it? Like, even when we talk about protection, right? When women talk about, some people talk about, they say black women are the least protected and things like that. but protection isn't always somebody that's going to stop an intruder coming into your home or going on stage and slapping Chris Rock and stuff like that. Protection
That
is
wasn't
also
protection. That was insecurity on that dude's part.
yeah, that's what that was. I just threw it
I
as a
mean,
little
but that if we being honest, and shout out to my cousin, he said women now want to be too masculine. That's I don't. I think that is an orchestrated campaign by the powers that be to encourage our women to swing the pendulum too far. And again, like you were saying, when the pendulum gets swung too far in our direction, well, we have to adjust.
yes.
And now we start exhibiting some traits that y'all don't like, and then we setting the precedent, and now, well, the men are too women like, and the women are too hard. Well, neither one really wants that in the other, and it just perpetuates this single cycle.
Exactly. It just keeps us divided.
Yeah.
Uh, but also going back to what I was saying about the protection thing, though, protection is also the man saying, "Hey, don't go over there," or you know, what I'm saying, "Hey, like about this the video you posted where you say if you say make a sandwich, that all that is it's the man saying, hey, you don't want to go out at eight at night for whatever to the store. I'll get it. Or just hang back. That's protection too. But women see that as I'm not listening to you. You ain't my daddy. I do what I want. That's the protection you want. You
Stop
want
trying to control me.
yes. He's not trying to control you. He's looking out for you. You know, that's also protect. When we think protection, we think it's some physical combat. We always think about that, but we're not thinking about like protection is also getting with a man who ain't got no drama in his life, who's sitting in the got all his resources in the corner somewhere, and he's safe and keeping you safe in his little uh player's paradise that he created. You know, for you to stay safe in.
All right, let me ask you this. Totally like, switching gears just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
In looking back, when Nelson Mandela got out of prison and became president, I think that the white people in this country see themselves in the white people of South Africa going forward because they know that numerically time is not on their side. And at some point, we will usurp them numerically as far as us being the minority and them being the majority. That'll flip.
Yeah, you know,
As a,
like
as a community, what should we do different from what South Africa did?
Um, well, before I even get into that, I just want to add on to it by saying, look at the abortion stuff, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, I just said it.
Now you're trying to get us both canceled.
Maybe we shouldn't go there, maybe, right? uh, I'm gonna just throw this in right quick. I ain't gonna dwell on it, but it's more. It seems like it's a problem now. The abortion stuff is a problem now because their numbers are thinning. You know, so they're like, whoa, y'all, these young white girls talking about I don't want no kids, and they saying this and that. No, let's switch this because but at the same time though, I don't think a lot of white people have to worry because it seems like it seems like. And now let me just not get us canceled. you know where I'm kind of going with this.
I do. I mean, like if I'll put it like this: if abortion never existed, we would already be the majority.
Mm-hmm.
There was a reason that Margaret Sanger was a racist bitch who started Planned Parenthood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, say you in that water now. Go ahead, because I don't give a fuck, man.
You gotta speak it.
Try to save my man here, though. You know, I don't want to drag him down with me. And also, but I do believe that a woman has a right to do what she wants to do with her body.
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And also, my body, my choice with that medical decision too, if you know what I mean. The poke.
Yeah, somehow that's different. Somehow, and geez, I don't know if I say Rizza Islam, say his name 3 times and the feds come show up.
Exactly.
Because
I don't want to get your platform demonetized. So that's why I said medical decision. Y'all figure it out.
But he was on that from day one. I got to get that brother credit. And now you're seeing, like I think it was in New York where they having to rehire folks and get them back pay. A lot of people that were like, oh, you got to do it, brr, kind of like now, like, ooh, well, I'm just not gonna say anything.
I know someone who got the boosters and the medical decision and all that, and their pro medical decision, and they got COVID, I think twice, probably more than that.
Yeah, man, that's another one of the growing conversations we aren't allowed to have publicly.
Exactly.
Because if you even put that shit in a post, they will cancel your shit. Or they put
Facebook
that disclaimer.
will disappear.
This is fake.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Is it? Fake is you putting some shit out and telling us we can't sue you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I know early in the program you said veganism. You said, "Are you woke like the vegan?" I will say that I am vegan, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm not preaching that, and I'm not here to convert none of that stuff. But I want to say, I'll just get this in. Holistic doctors, right? I believe in the holistic stuff, but y'all hit me on a sidebar if you want to know how I got these conclusions. And I've been that way since 2017. Many of these holistic doctors are actually right about a lot of things they push. But if it's just some old hocus pocus, if Big Pharma is saying, don't listen to these people, they're idiots, why are they going hard on trying, if it's just silly talk, why are they going so hard to kill them and to silence them and to get them off the market? If they're just old crazy people who you need to ignore, hey, why,
Hey, when they decided that health was a business, we were doomed.
Mm-hmm.
You go back to Africa, you go back to the Native Americans here, you go back to the Asian community back in the day, health was not a business per se. Not to say that you didn't have to throw, it wasn't anywhere close to what it is now,
Mm-hmm.
And it's shit like acupuncture been around for thousands of years. A lot of every medicine that they have created at some point can be traced back to something natural.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And there's herbs and plants that people have never heard of but exist that actually help you. And what's so, they have us brainwashed so bad that even if you're not a holistic doctor, if you're somebody that I'm a testament to a lot of this stuff working. I'm not going to get in I'm not going to tell my business like that, but not saying like no STDs or nothing like that.
Hey, he got a special salve for the clap.
Oh, the YouTube just disappeared. They took you off. We're canceled. Good night, everybody. No, but I've had some, let's say, health struggles. We'll say that, and just tweaking things, taking the right things and stuff like that did wonders. But we're so deep, like us as a people, we're so deep in the matrix, and we think that pork, and I'm not saying anything against you, brother. If you eat meat and stuff like that, I don't judge. I'm not one of them vegans or whatever.
Cause I do.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not one of them.
I had pork chops tonight. Delicious.
Hey, do what you gotta do. Hey, I ain't mad at you, bro. but we're just so like wrapped into it though that even like me saying like, well, hey, I don't, I this is what I do, blah blah, and it kind of helped. Like people just, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like they got us so brainwashed on it that we don't, uh, but yeah, they got us. They did a number on us. We're totally in line with. We say F white people, but we want their validation. We want to do what we want to play in their sandbox as opposed to making our own sandbox and playing in it.
I mean, not even making our own, but digging up our own. Because we done already made the fucking sandboxes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you want to go back to Hotep, who's the actual father of modern medicine, not screw that old Hippocrates or whatever that nigga's name is. That it ain't that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But we've allowed them to take our credit.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm waiting on, and I can maybe I one of these days I get the movie. I get the money. I'm gonna make a movie about Hotel. I don't think it's been done yet.
Hey, we got to do it. We got to keep educating our people, and and like I said, we're so deep in that matrix that even you just telling if they didn't learn it in public schools, they don't want to hear it. If the white man didn't say this is what it was, we're like, oh, that's some weirdo stuff you guys are talking about.
You know what though? I think that people of a higher intelligence have difficulty speaking to people that aren't on the same intellectual plane as them.
That might be.
Like I don't like the delivery. If your delivery is ass, whatever you saying is irrelevant, and you could be giving me the cure to cancer. But if you like your bitch ass needs the cure to cancer like this, I'm just dying, bro, because I don't like you.
Yeah. And I will say, unfortunately, a lot of our people who got the knowledge, they don't know how to really convey it. Like they don't have the. Sometimes you need a little swag to you, a little something about your voice, make you want to listen. It's like even like teachers that are in. You got those boring teachers, but they teach you good stuff, but they boring. You just can't learn nothing in their class.
Yeah. The delivery means a lot. Sometimes more than what you actually are delivering.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, because we're about to wrap it up, people want to get in touch with you, bro. How they go about doing that?
Oh yes. As you see, I got the Instagram at the bottom. You can get in touch with me on Instagram. If you're black, please join us in the BLACKTOPIA Facebook group. I promise you, it's not a Jonathan group; it's a black group for us, for all of us. So no matter what no matter how you think, what you think, it's open to all of us. I don't care about what you practice, what you study, what you believe in, what you eat. None of that. We're not one of those groups. You're welcome. To come in and plug yourselves and what you have going on. Go to www.blacktopia.org. Download the Blacktopia mobile app on iTunes if you have an Apple device, or download it on Amazon.com if you have an Android. And if you're interested in my services and need more publicity for your business, for your brand, and also come up with strategies to advertise you, get you out there better, because it's not all about posting and this and that and having a boring article on a website and on a blog. You got to have some flair to you. You got to spice it up, and I'm here for that. You can reach out to me at info@themediablast.net. info@THEBLAST. Oh, excuse me, I forgot to spell the media part. How you a PR person don't spell? The mediablast.net. Y'all know it. And get at me. I'll even give my phone number, 704-560-2752, because it's on my business card. 704-560-2752. You can send me a text and we can work out something. And for our people, I'll work with you. If you don't have you don't need an incredibly big budget in order to, get the ball rolling. At
Okay,
least.
but just a disclaimer. Before we go, don't inbox me about this nigga, man. Call him. He gave
Yes,
you his
get in
phone
touch with me.
number. He gave you the email. He didn't get stop. Don't bug me. Look, no. It's a no already. It's a whole ass conversation. I'm just,
You sound like me on my Blog Talk Radio show. Hey, y'all stay out of my inbox. Y'all call him.
yeah, like if you had the weirdest shit, man. I had somebody the other day, man, inbox me. I'm Asian, and I feel the plight of black people. I want to kiss your feet as an apology. Ugh. Like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like, I'm cool. Go kiss some other nigga feet, not mine. I'm cool. I'm cool.
Don't come here with that. Oh man. And there's always some weird brother. It ain't never some sexy fine sister that's popped up in your inbox. Just wanna
Hey, first off, you ain't even seen my toenails. That shit is not a good look.
Oh man.
All right. On that note, man, I'm out of here, man. It has absolutely been a pleasure, bro. Thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, the whole nine, share the show. You already know, man. Shout out to everybody that tapped in tonight and that will tap in today, tomorrow, 100 years or whatever. Shout out to Tanya Green, man. It's fucking dope. I'm not sure who you are.
That's my queen. That's my queen.
Oh, time. I hope women are soaking up this conversation.
She's in the next room. Listen, I'm glad she popped in.
Oh, well, that is well. She. Shout out to you for being so supportive.
Yes, got a supportive queen.
That's hey, nothing better than that right there.
Yes.
Yeah, that is. Shit's like spinach. On that note, man, we out of here. Y'all have a good one. I'll be back next week, same time, same bat channel. Only I'm broke and I don't have a bat suit. On that note, y'all have a dope ass day on purpose. Peace.
Peace.